In this video, I'm going to try out Gilded.gg and give you some of my thoughts and opinions on it. Basically, I'm going to go through stuff, and whenever I find something interesting, I'll let you know about it. Now, the first thing I noticed about Gilded.gg is the fact that logging in took 30 seconds. So that's 1 point for Discord. So the first difference between Discord and Gilded that a lot of people might actually like is that your user profile is kind of like your own personal blog. You can add games on the left and it'll show your name and your account and stuff. In the center, you can have a feed, so basically your own Twitter, but on Gilded. On the right, you have an About Me feature, just like Discord, and you can edit it, and it tells you when you joined, and you can add social media, which is interesting. What can you add? A lot of content creator stuff, which is really cool as well, and a lot of gamer stuff that a lot of people like. Obviously, this is focused towards big gamer guys, but nevertheless, you still have a lot of customization with your profile, and that's actually pretty cool to see. Now, one main gripe is I uploaded a really weird resolution profile picture, and it didn't allow me to crop. Now, this is pretty interesting that I've figured out, but there's a media tab, and this allows you to upload, like, pictures, videos, and other things, which I think is actually really cool. If you're someone who does art or something, you can have your own art and showcase it. Or if you have bots, you could... Basically, this is a pretty cool feature, to be honest. Discord's missing out on a lot of customization options like that. Mind you, Gilded is a lot smaller than Discord, and I'm pretty sure if Discord was to implement this, that would cost a lot of money for them in terms of server space. Then you also have only visible to use servers, friends, and applications. You can actually send applications to servers, which is weird. That just makes no sense to me, but I guess that's the way they have it. It's pretty cool. I think Discord was planning on having something like this, but they haven't implemented it. Now, moving from profile customization, let's go into settings, because that's the main thing a lot of people go through, and I want to see how much in-depth customization we have. You can set your own profile, which is cool, so I could do no text to speech and claim that no one else can. And that's what I'm going to do. Click Save Changes. So you can have your own custom URL. So people can do gilded.gg, I think, and then they add your URL. It said it beforehand, and I couldn't be bothered to read it. You have billing, security, connections, just like Discord, basically. Although your connections are quite limited, and also for security, you do have two-factor authentication, which is a must in this day and age. Overall, in terms of UI, I'm finding it way too spread out in terms of Discord being quite condensed in the center of the screen. This is really spread out, and it's kind of weird. You have to go to like each corner of the screen to do things. That's just a small user experience thing. So in general settings, you can show your gaming status on Gilded. You have your Gilded presence on Discord, which is ironic. You have voice and video, normal stuff. This is basically exactly like Discord. It's just laid out differently, and as you can tell, a little bit laggy. Then we have keybinds, which is same thing. Discord, Windows settings, same thing. Sound effects. Oh, you can actually enable and disable sound effects, which I'm not sure if that's a big thing in Discord or not. Nevertheless, it's there. You have privacy. Then you have streamer mode, exactly the same as Discord, basically straight ripped off. In terms of partner for Gilded, it seems kind of like Discord's, but it seems a little more interesting. You get Spotlight, you get support, you get early access to features, which is pretty cool, and you get some cool flair and swag. Oh, so cool. Things that I personally don't care too much about. So let's get into general basic UI. On the left, you have your own servers. Then you have tournaments, which just are tournaments that you can join. Then you also have, once again, you have to click on this bottom left thing. It's really weird the way this is kind of laid out and how this isn't persistent, but it's nice being able to hide it. You have my profile and you have direct messages. I have no friends on Gilded, so that really doesn't matter. But let's create a server. Now, when you set up your server, you can add the basic profile, you can add the name, and I'm pretty sure they make it so you can't say a bad word in the name. Nope, it just seems like the server name might be to validate duplicates, perhaps, so you can't claim the no text-to-speech server. Pretty cool, but also kind of weird, but I don't know. I'm on the fence about that one. Then when you click next, it'll ask you what games does your server play? And in my case, there's really no support for community servers in terms of it being a focus. It's more focused on big gamers doing gamer things, which I think is probably maybe one of the drawbacks of Gilded, where it doesn't really accept everyone and make it more available. I'm going to add games later, though. Then there's my server invite link. You can join it if you want. I'm never going to look at Gilded past this, and you can download the app. So to start off, basic layout. It's identical to Discord, basically. But we have invite friends, so you need to invite people to the server. You have basic things. You can create a channel, and you get XP for it, which I'm confused what it really does, but man, look at those options. This is where Gilded kind of makes me think, damn, Discord's really missing out on some really good features that they should implement really soon. So we have chat, we have streaming, which can just show streams and stuff. We have voice, which is just a voice chat. We have a calendar, which imagine trying to set up like staff applications and other things. super useful. Or maybe with your friends, you can set up, hey, like what time do you work? What time do you not work? What time are we playing games tonight? Stuff like that. There's scheduling, which, if you need it, there you go. There's announcements, just like Discord, but now there's forums, and oh my gosh, this is what threads should be. This is why Discord literally has threads, because forums on Guilded are actually sick. Then we have a list, which is just a basic to-do list. We have documents where people can type in a whole bunch of random stuff. And then we have media, which is pretty cool. You can share pictures, videos, other stuff. Now, as I'm filling out one of each channel, the main thing I've noticed is that Guilded is really slow with like validating names. Like I type in list and it's like, I gotta make sure it's a normal name, where Discord you can literally just spam create channels. So one of the flaws maybe just, it's a little sluggish. That's the main thing I've noticed so far, is that Guilded is very slow, but man, the features they have are pretty cool. So continuing on, let's just go through all the channels that you're kind of provided at the start. You have an overview, so this could be like server rules and stuff. Once again, it takes so long to load everything. But there we go. We can post announcements and other things, basically just set it up as a welcome page. We have members, shows you the members when they joined last online. Then we have applications, which is actually pretty cool. Very restrictive, and a lot of gatekeeping can go on with this, so expect a lot of toxicity. But if you click edit applications, then you can actually create questions. So why do you want to join our server? Short answer, long answer, multiple choice, checkbox, and single select. And you can have plenty of those. You can save it, and you can have an application for your server. Then you have an audit log, and I'm pretty sure this is probably staff only, because if members can see the audit log, that'd be pretty dumb. Anyways, channels that normal people can see. You can see a general channel, basic. We have the streaming channel that I talked about, where basically you can join. So you'd share your screen, and then you'd go through the normal source. And guess what? You can do 1080p 60 or source. Literally, you can do whatever you want, and that's it. Now I'm screen sharing. Now I'm talking. That's literally 60 FPS. That's pretty sick. Anyways, you have normal settings, basically exactly like Discord, to be honest. There's not much difference between that. Then there's the voice channel, and if you click on it, whoa, I didn't join a voice channel already. Now I have this weird list of voice channels, and what does this mean? Well, if I join a voice room or whatever, I'm talking in it now, talking to my friends or whatever, these are different channels. But if you join the voice lobby, what happens is that I'm actually above all of these channels, so everyone in these individual voice rooms can actually hear me. So this would be great for maybe having an announcer and like having people work in small different teams and just have someone running like a tournament or something. Or this could be used for like maybe a podcast or someone speaking. You have like little groups having their little side chat. So when you do join a voice channel, you will see obviously voice settings on the right. You have broadcast keybind where you can talk to everyone. Then you have priority speaker keybind, which is the same. Basically, it just tells you broadcast a message to your current room and its subrooms. Then you have priority speaker, where basically you just decrease the volume of others. Then you have a whisper, where basically it's going to be private chatting to specific people. So it's like you talking smack, you press the whisper key and you're talking smack to someone else. Then you can let go. And I think you can assign this to roles. So let's say if you have admins or whatever, you can hold the button, whisper to your admins and say, let's ban this guy. A lot of customization. And as always, the settings are basically exactly like Discord. Then next up there is the calendar tab. You can add your own events. It's basically just like a normal calendar, but you can force people to RSVP, which is pretty cool, and you can limit attendance and roles, which is pretty interesting. Once again, I don't really expect the calendar to be used a lot for most people, but if you're like a content creator or a group of content creators, you could definitely plan out collaborations and stuff like that. Then there's the scheduling tab, and on the left you can actually click and drag to set your availability, which is kind of cool. I would think it'd be helpful for like telling, people on my server, hey, this is when I'm actually going to be on the server or doing server stuff. Pretty interesting, but once again, very niche. There's a lot of customization in Guilded, which is nice. It's nice having this freedom, but most people probably won't use a lot of this, to be honest. Next up, there's the announcements tab. Straightforward, it's announcements. And this is where things go wild. It's forms. Form. I want this title to be, help me please, and then help with Discord, and then click create. And now there's a form, and people can help me out and reply, and we can talk about specific things. It's basically threads, but they're persistent. They don't just magically get archived. Moreover, if you go back, you can go to specific forums and you have a huge list of them. It's easy to access them. Then, just like forums, you can click on the settings, you can pin it, you can lock it, you can move it to a specific channel so you can have it organized, your forums. Then you can also delete it. Then as an admin, you can also just archive the forum. There's a lot you can do with it. There's a normal list, you can add items, blah, blah, blah. People can say, oh, yep, I did it or whatever. straightforward. Documents, I'm just going to discard. Then I can create a document, and this is where everyone can collaborate and type something, so this would be great for collaboration. Then there's media. You can click add media. You can upload your own photos of things happening, and that's media. I've also noticed that there is a way where you can have it so your YouTube videos will automatically go to a media channel or an announcements channel, and it's actually really cool because people can just preview the thumbnails of your videos and scroll through them. Really cool function. Then just to wrap back around, we have overview, and this is going to tell you what's going on in the server. Now you might have noticed it says get started, create a group. What do they mean by group? Do you just mean right-clicking and creating a category and then naming it whatever you want and then adding channels in it? No, that's not what they mean by group. What they mean is this little plus button right here, a group. So I'm going to click create group and it's going to walk me through. But basically you can add a new group. And what would you call this group? Well, let's say you have a lot of friends and some of them like playing Minecraft. We're going to call this the Minecraft group. Then the game optional, we can pick Minecraft. Membership, we can let anyone join it, or we can set specific roles, and we can have a description if we want. Minecraft with a whole bunch of letters, and click create group. And now we have a Minecraft group. So now people can join my server, then they can also join the Minecraft group. And when they go into the Minecraft group, it's basically a whole nother server. It's a server within a server. So you can have a lot of customization with this. I'm going to join a massive server and see how it is, but there is a lot of things you can do with Guilded, and there's a lot of opportunity. So going into the server settings, we have basic default things. We also have a default banner that you can use without Discord Nitro. Oh my gosh, crazy stuff. Basically normal stuff. You can select your server type, clan, whatever, guild, friends. You can select a time zone if you want. You have default notification settings, but let's move on to the more interesting stuff. Roles. Roles are basically exactly like Discord's, but there's going to be a whole lot more because there's a lot more you can do on the application. Pretty straightforward. But it's the same thing. Highest roles at the top. It functions identically to Discord, and you could set a role color or a custom color. Next up, there's a bots tab, which is pretty interesting. You can add an XP bot, the howdy bot, which just says hi, but you can also create your own bot. So click create a bot, and now you can add your own program. You can basically program a bot. Mind you, it is very restricted. For example, if I'm looking through specific things, I have no idea how to set up an auto moderator. Basically, if someone sends a message, right, I can click send a message. I can say in any channel sent by any member. Then I can look at with content or exact content. I can put in individual swear words, but that is a lot of work. So I put like, oh, they said this word, click next. Then what I want them to do is maybe get custom message, maybe a remove role or assign them a muted role. But you're basically on your own in terms of setting this up. This is very much in beta. Guilded is not ready for the general public yet. And that's kind of why no one really uses it. And the reason why I say that is because bot support is flaky at best, I found. Literally Googling automod bot, I couldn't find anything, and that was with a little bit of Google foo. Next up, there's emotes, and it seems like you can just literally upload any emote. So it seems like you can upload as many emojis as you want, but it seems like animated emojis aren't maybe supported. I was looking a little bit and I'm not entirely sure, but you can paste an emoji pack link and click import, then click import, and it's going to import emotes from specific websites. Keep in mind though, importing these emojis requires specific websites which are packed full of ads. Literally, this was Guilded's example. They wanted you to use this website that has like 13,000 ads in your face. Then there's normal integrations, which Discord integration, which is really kind of weird. There's widgets, webhooks. Then there's level rewards. Yes, level rewards are actually built into Guilded, which is cool. But once again, where's auto moderator? We don't know. But if people require a specific level, they can get a role. Very straightforward, and it's baked in right away. So, Discord Nitro, everyone loves it. But what about Guilded subscriptions? Well, Guilded subscriptions work a little differently. If I enable subscriptions on my server, I need to select a payout currency. What do they mean by that? Well, Guilded subscriptions are only server-based. So what that means is that people can sign up for a subscription on my specific server, and I get some of the money from that subscription. So as a content creator, this is kind of like a Patreon, but people can get specific roles and stuff and rewards. I'm just going to add the defaults that they have. Then you can connect it with Stripe so you can get paid out and you can continue. Then you have different tiers and you can see all your subscribers, obviously analytic reports. I don't know why they'd set 2,000 as one of their scopes. I don't think anyone's going to be making over 500 anytime soon, but you can add specific roles which people can be happy about, and you can set specific permissions. So basically it's like someone boosting your server, but you actually get the money. And you can set up, your different rewards descriptions and tiers and what they get. Pretty interesting and pretty cool, to be honest. And that's basically how a server owner would see Guilded. Now let's go into a different community. So I'm going to go to tournaments maybe, and I'm just going to try and join a random community out of nowhere. Rocket League. Cool. There we go. So there's teams and stuff. It's currently archived.
Hey, just working hard so I can please you.
So this is how Guilded will look if you join a server. As you can tell, very laggy. It's using a lot of system resources because I literally just joined a server and it's taking 10 years for it to load. Overall, if you want my personal opinion on Guilded, it's really, really, really slow. Like, insanely slow. Like, I'm trying to go through Guilded and it is so laggy. And it's because if I open up my task manager, you'll notice it's using like 2 gigs of RAM. And this VM only has 8. It's literally using almost 25% of my hardware resources. That's nuts. That's absolutely nuts. Compared to Discord using like maybe 800 megabytes, this is using 2 gigabytes. It's like, it doesn't make sense to me personally because like, obviously I'm running it in a VM. It's not going to be my normal computer, the same performance, but this is a good enough machine where it should be able to run normally, but it's an absolute laggy mess. Like, they have a lot of features set up, they have the rich presence, they have levels, they have, specific badges that people can have, because that's what Discord nerds like, I guess. But still, it's like, a lot of this stuff just seems really ambitious, but not executed properly at all. Especially, going from Discord where it's basically streamlined to absolute crap. It is literally reduced to a basic minimalist logo. In this case, like, I'm literally trying to use the application and it's lagging out on me. Gilded.gg for me on a obviously not the best computer. This one's just a normal VM, an average computer. It's being absolutely slaughtered. So like anyone with a normal laptop, they're going to have so much trouble trying to run Guilded just to talk to their friends. It doesn't make sense with the amount of stuff that's going on and how laggy it is. Also, like, you can't search for anything in the chat, which is really dumb in my opinion. I'm trying to look for like people talking about AutoMod and literally it's a mess. Like, I'm trying to click on things and it's not working. All right, final verdict. I'm not using Guilded. Discord is a weird platform. It's a love and hate relationship, but Guilded versus Discord, it's obvious. If you're a normal user, most likely the audience of my channel, Guilded is not going to be a good idea. They have a lot of ambitious features that are really cool on paper, but in execution, it's a laggy mess that a lot of people don't want to deal with. Like calendar, scheduling, announcements, forums. Forums are so cool and so diverse and such a smart idea, but it's just on such an elementary platform that seems really, 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 really stuck on beta. And they really need to narrow their scope too. The scope of this application is massive and far-reaching, and I feel like that's why a lot of these features are just not thought about. All right, that's enough of Guilded. I've already closed the application. I just want to give my final verdict. Guilded is a very ambitious platform. A lot of features are out there that seem really interesting, seem really good in theory, but there's a lot of elementary features and tweaks that are just absolutely forgotten about due to the scope of Guilded. Guilded is a massive program with a massive scope, and that's why it's not good. Discord's scope is so narrowed where there's features that people want, but the features that Discord already have are usually, let's exclude threads for now, pretty well fleshed out where people can just use them, get used to them, and it's literally like completely seamless. But Guilded, on the other hand, joining a server and having to wait for 2 minutes for images to load because you're on a dual core 4-thread system with 8 gigs of RAM is pretty insane. And this is very much focused for gamers with like the $30,000 gaming computers, which makes sense, but at the same time, if they want to be an actual competitor to Discord, they need to make things way more accessible. And in this case, it's not. Setting up moderation, what, I'm going to enter every single swear word into my bot to make sure people don't swear, and then I'm going to give them the muted role? No, I'm not going to spend 6 hours making my own AutoMod bot when there should be ones available. Mind you, I was looking online, and apparently they did release their API, but it's 2 months later, and I still can't just Google search gilded automod bots, and instead of getting Reddit threads, I just get invite links to bots. Instead, I get, oh, look at this. Yeah, cool. Just a mess, man. Just a mess. The grass is not greener on the other side. I'm sticking with Discord. Anyways, hopefully this was entertaining and a little bit insightful. You might think, wow, Gilded is super cool. It is, but when you use it, the shine really does wear off. Anyways, I love you. Mwah.